Hello, and thank you for joining us today. 3 years ago, on January the 12th, 2010, the country of Haiti suffered one of the worst earthquakes in its history. Millions around the world watched in disbelief and sadness as we witnessed the enormity of the precious lives lost and the massive destruction that was caused by this earthquake. Not long after that, the Haitian ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Raymond Joseph, came to Charlottesville at the request of Pastor Lehman Bates to speak at Ebenezer Baptist Church to talk about the tragedy that had taken place in Haiti. Here we are, 3 years later. Much rebuilding has taken place in the country, but much more needs to be done. Joining me again today is His Excellency Raymond Joseph, as well as Franz Canal. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And welcome back to Charlottesville, and welcome to Charlottesville.
Thank you.
Okay, the last time we saw you, His Excellency, you were in high demand 3 years ago, almost to the day you were in Charlottesville, but 3 years ago, shortly after the earthquake, you were giving lots of interviews and people were pulling at you. They wanted to know what's going on in Haiti. And we know much rebuilding has been done, but can you give us the status of the state of the country of Haiti now?
Well, it's sad to say that 3 years after that, when more than 1.5 million people were in the streets, today, 3 years later, we still have about 350,000 of them living on the tents and tops.
Still.
Still. A lot of the rubble, most of the rubble has gone out of Port-au-Prince. Mm-hmm. But there is no real rebuilding taking place. Mm-hmm. And people ask, what happened to the $5.5 billion
Mm-hmm.
B for boy, mm-hmm. $1 billion pledge to Haiti? And there's not too many good answers. Mm-hmm. I think there are a lot of problems, both on the part of the international community and the Haitian leadership. So I thought back then that I should go back and help to give leadership to the country. Mm-hmm. And they rejected my candidacy for the presidency of Haiti.
Okay, so you resigned as being an ambassador.
Yes.
So you could run for president of Haiti, and it was rejected.
They rejected me. Mm-hmm. However, I stayed in the country mm-hmm. to see what needed to be done. Because you don't have to be president of Haiti to do something good for the country. Okay. And while I stayed there, I saw the need to reforest Haiti, because Haiti is becoming a desert with only 2% tree cover left mm-hmm. of the country. If we do not do that, you hear people talk about the financial cliff, the economic cliff, and all these things. Mm-hmm. Well, in Haiti, it will be the ecological cliff. Mm-hmm. More than that, ecological abyss. Mm. So I decided to dedicate the rest of my life mm-hmm. to working to change that.
To change that. Okay. Franz, you're a Haitian American, right. And you're living in America, but you've been to Haiti, obviously. Uh-huh. 3 years later, what are your thoughts about the status of the country?
It's an interesting thing. Haiti is a country of dichotomies and mm-hmm. contradictions. As you've said in your introduction, a lot of work has been done, but at the same time, a lot of work needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you look at the country and you don't really see a difference between what happened 3 years ago and what's happening today. There's still a lot of suffering going on the ground, too much suffering. And one of the things that the ambassador did going back to the country is to really assess and see what the root cause of the problem is. And while the suffering from the earthquake is very visual and certainly devastating, he decided to address basically the root cause of what's going on, and it's the deforestation of the country.
Okay. And how did you determine that that was the root cause? I know you said that this morning, that the root cause of Haiti's problems is the deforestation. How did you determine that?
Sure. What do you think?
Well, I think it's basic, because Haiti is in Hurricane Alley. Every year, when the hurricane season comes, it hits many Caribbean countries. And the country that suffers the most all the time is Haiti. That's the one you hear in the news. Why? Because there is no protection, no tree protection in Haiti. So the country is bare and the hurricanes hit. And whenever there's a flood like that, it washes down all the land, the topsoil. 15,000 acres of topsoil are being washed down into the sea each year. And that poisons the sea fauna and the flora. So in that case, the deforestation is central. Also, it attacks the infrastructure, the roads, they wash away. So if you don't have good roads, if you don't have good fishing, if you don't have good agriculture, then your country is going to be malnourished. Malnourishment brings apathy from the people and also from the others who want real change, brings revolution. The United Nations recently said after Hurricane Sandy hit Haiti and destroyed 60% of the crops, down the road this summer, we're going to have famine. When they had such famine in 2008, the government fell. So I say that reforestation of the land, to reclaim it, is central to Haiti's survival.
Okay, so this is what His Excellency and Franz are involved in. It's called $1 a Tree for Haiti Incorporated. And so you've been busy. While you didn't get the presidency of the country, you've been busy still trying to help the country, the both of you. So let's go ahead and talk about $1 a Tree for Haiti Incorporated. You've mentioned the word several times, deforestation. And Franz, you said that's what the root cause of Haiti's problems are. So tell us, what is deforestation?
Deforestation is basically, well, how can I put it? It's the deforestation of the land. In other words, the trees have been chopped down over the course of the history of the country for various different uses. The ambassador has talked about the historical aspect of the deforestation of the country, where Haiti had to pay an embargo that was placed upon it because of the revolution by essentially chopping down its trees and shipping them over to Europe. And as the Haitian population grew, the need for fuel also increased. And so trees were chopped down in order to be used for charcoal and other various means. And so slowly but surely, the country has been deforested in the sense that the trees have been chopped down to be used for one use or another. And so what's happened is that the result has been that we've left with a country with about 2% tree cover.
Wow.
And so what you find is that that directly affects the health of the land, which directly affects the health of the people, which creates, as the ambassador said, political instability, which obviously affects everything.
Wow. Who would have thought that deforestation could affect a country on so many levels?
That's correct.
Yeah, you were showing me this morning a picture. Haiti is on the same island as the Dominican Republic, and the Dominican Republic has all these trees, and there's Haiti that looks like a desert.
That's
you know, and they're side by side.
And let me tell you a little story about that. You know, people living on the border between Haiti and Dominican Republic, in a little community called Tillori, they decided to go across the border and start cutting trees in the Dominican forest, preparing us for a big war, you know. So the Dominican Environmental Protection Agency decided to work with Nature Conservancy, which is a U.S. firm, and another U.S. firm which builds solar ovens. And they started to work with this little community in Tillori, in the central plateau of Haiti, to keep them from crossing the border to cut trees. And now the village of Tillori has had a different outlook on life, because they're planting trees and they get solar ovens, solar cookers to cook. So what we intend to do with $1 a tree for Haiti is have a component for alternative energy, alternative fuel
Alternative fuel.
for the people don't cut the trees.
Okay. Did you want to add something to that, Franz?
No, that's pretty much it. There are three different components that we have to deal with, because if you just deal with the reforestation of the land, you're not really addressing the problem. That's been tried before, unfortunately.
Okay.
In the 1980s, USAID had planted approximately 24 million trees, but they were either eaten by animals or chopped down for fuel. And so as we introduce the reforestation aspect, we also have to provide alternative fuels for the people, as well as education to appreciate the value of the environment. So those are the only things I would add.
Okay. So why did this come to you? Was this, you know, it's interesting. You've been in politics a long time. You were in journalism. You were in the field of journalism, and now you've started this nonprofit. Obviously, you feel like you can affect change more. Having not won the presidency of the country, you still have felt a call to do something. And here we are, $1 a tree for Haiti.
I was struck by it, by the problem, when I visited certain communities in the hinterland of Haiti. More than that, on May 1st of this past year, I went to the mountains of a place called Kenskoff, and the mountains were bare. And a congressman who happens to be a pastor, Gustave Louis, began planting trees with his parishioners and with the people in his district on May 1st, which is Agriculture Day. Within a month, they had planted 14,000 trees. And I said, wow, if you can do that within a month in your community, I think we could replicate this throughout the country and challenge other people, challenge the mayors, challenge other congressmen, challenge senators, asking them, what are you doing for your community? And I said, well, you know, you've given me an idea here. And when two African-American presidents of Baptist conventions came to Haiti, and I took them to the mountains to show them what happened. One of them had a spontaneous gesture. He pulled out a $100 bill. He said, this is for trees. Another one pulled out a $100 bill. He said, this is for trees. And a deacon who was with them pulled out a $50 bill. He says, this is for trees. You know, $250 up in the mountains of Haiti, you multiply that by 40. That's how many gourds, the national currency. So when they left, that congressman who invited us up there said, Ambassador, this is really a spontaneous gesture that goes to the heart of the matter. And so I told him, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take what they did here, started this new venture, $1 a tree. They gave $100. Well, I think people can give $1. If 2 million Haitians living in the United States were to give $1, that will really revolutionize the tree planting business. If more people who are listening to us give $1, some do, but a lot give more than that. If you go to replanthaiti.org, you will see on the website where somebody gave $1,500. He says he wanted to plant 1,500 trees.
Wow.
So I think I can do much more now as an activist for reforestation of my country than I could as president.
Okay. All right. That website is replanthaiti.org for more information about the organization. Okay. Well, let me ask you this question, Franz. All right. With all the money being raised to plant trees, how do you answer the person that says, well, the ambassador just said there's still 350,000 people living in tents. They could be hungry, need clothing, shelter. Why not put that money towards them?
That's a great...
To address their needs.
That's a great question. Problem is that Haiti has so many needs, so many desperate needs. And essentially, you have to sort of pick your battle. Okay. We have several different organizations that are on the ground right now trying to make an impact with respect to housing, with respect to medical care, with respect to several different aspects of the country. And so the battle that we chose to have is the reforestation. And the reason why, and I don't want to speak for him, but certainly the reason why I'm involved in this project is because we're looking at the long-term aspect of it. This is something that can change the course of the country, restore the health of the country. So for the long run, we feel that this would have the greatest impact out of anything else. Now, what we're doing through the organization is we're starting with the trees, but we're connecting. We're going to establish a relationship, regain the trust of the Haitian diaspora that's living abroad, and as well as the international community. We could talk later about how we're going to regain that trust. But as we do that, and as we start to produce results, it'll give us the ability to say, there's a specific need here that we need to raise X number of funds for. Can we raise that money? But to answer your question, right now, we're looking at the long-term health of the country. And again, we see it as a root cause problem, and that's why we're addressing it.
So is it safe to say the other initiatives they've only looked at what the need is at the moment?
You could say that.
Well,
yeah.
yes, you have, after the earthquake, you had some real need right away.
Yeah.
So a lot of organizations went down to bring water,
Right.
to bring food, and to bring shelter. But, we cannot just stop there with these three things, which are for immediate needs.
Right.
We have to look at the reason why, when you have a catastrophe hitting Haiti, it suffers more than the other places. And we come to the realization because the country does not have the protection of trees. So basically, if we work on the protection of the country, a lot of these other problems will not arise.
Wow.
If I can add,
Yeah.
it's also sort of an immediate problem as well. It's not just a long-term problem. So for example, Hurricane Sandy, which devastated the United States, bypassed the Caribbean from a fairly long distance. Yet 50 people ended up dying as a result of that in Haiti, nowhere else in the Caribbean. And the reason is because the land is so deforested that it causes flooding and so on and so forth. And so there's a direct impact of not having a forested land that results in death and poverty and so on and so forth. So we feel like we're also addressing sort of an immediate need that also deals with the long-term future. Haiti is a country that is in such needs that you could exhaust yourself if you're going to deal with every single issue that it has.
And that brings me to my next question. Obviously, this country is near and dear to your heart. How does it make you feel when you look at your country and all its woes and troubles and just seems to be hit the hardest of anything? How does that make you all feel?
Well, for me, it reinforces my will to do something. I say it should not be. And instead of being discouraged, I am saying, well, woe to us, and sit back and, and licking our wounds. It says, no, get up and work so that the next hurricane won't have the same effect as the last one.
Okay. Okay.
It gives me determination to work. And it's not only something for myself. If you go to Haiti and look at the people, they are very resourceful, very resilient. And you see in those people a will to change. But I think the leadership of the country has failed the people for too many years.
So I can imagine with you all being where you are trying to help, you said you can exhaust yourself trying to take care of all of Haiti's needs. I can imagine living there day in and day out when you know you have a leadership that just doesn't seem to care about the people. I don't know, that may be strong words. I don't know. Do they care?
It's certainly not something for me to say, because I cannot read anyone's heart or mind. But I can answer the question that you asked earlier in terms of how we feel about it personally.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, my determination comes from his inspiration. Like, he inspires me to do the work, because what I see in Haiti as a humanitarian, as someone who cares, and as a Haitian American, is devastating to me. it hurts me. It hurts my heart because that suffering has been going on, not for decades, but for centuries. And it's a good people. I promise you that the Haitian people are good, hardworking people. And it's a country with such a strong history, such a strong historical history. The first black nation to gain its independence through revolution from slavery. And it's a country with such pride and such achievement. We've had such an impact in the world, in the United States. I mean, the ambassador could explain to you the historical value that Haiti has had, even for the United States, from the Louisiana Purchase and on, that it saddens me when I see the pain and the devastation that the country has suffered. The earthquake has been basically the culmination. It put a face on the Haitian suffering, but it's not the only thing. And that suffering has been taking place for quite some time. And so it is hurtful. And what's hurt the most is the fact that in spite of the goodwill, in spite of the effort, in spite of the ventures that have gone towards the country, nothing seems to change. Nothing seems to make an impact. And so we're trying to change that.
I want to add something here.
Yes, please.
About a question you asked about the leadership of Haiti. I don't know whether what I began talking about last July and started to organize, and that we finally just registered the organization in Maryland in September of last year, had anything to do with the new position, the new understanding of what's going on by the president of the country. President of the country on January 1st, which is Independence Day, had his big speech, and he dedicated 2013 as the year of the environment. And he says, 1 Haitian, 1 tree. That's 10 million Haitians. If the president goes through with what he says and puts money in the budget for the environment, asks the parliament to put money in there enough, then I would say we're on our way to doing something good. And perhaps the leadership in Haiti, the new leadership in Haiti, is waking up to the real problem.
Okay, all right, let's hope they are. Let's hope they are. Earlier we spoke about relief efforts generating upwards of $5 billion after the hurricane. Did we say $5 billion?
Yeah.
Am I hearing that number? Okay, $5 billion. And we're wondering where a lot of that money is still. Okay. And you talk about you want to rebuild the trust of people with your organization. How do you intend to do that?
Well, we intend to make people stop and look at us and look what we do. That's the reason why we have a website, which is the most transparent website, because everyone who gives $1, his name or his identity without a name, if he doesn't want that, or she doesn't want that, will appear on the website.
At replanthaiti.org.
At replanthaiti.org.
Okay.
You will see how much money we have collected. On the other side, we have expenditures and planting trees. You will see what we did with your money. And it's an interactive website. So if you have ideas that you think we should do things differently, you can have your input also. So we believe by doing things transparently and responsibly like this, people will start regaining, we will start regaining the trust of the people that have had what we call Haiti fatigue.
Okay, Haiti fatigue, right. I heard you mention that today.
That's correct.
Mention that today at church. So in your brochure, you said a Dollar Tree for Haiti will be fully transparent.
Yes.
So I think that's very important to note that. So anyone who wants to make a donation can go to replanthaiti.org. Gentlemen, with the few minutes we have left, tell us, how can the community help? Is it right now funds you need? Do you need anything else that the community can support you all with?
Well, basically, we're asking people to do 3 simple things.
Okay.
The first thing we're asking people is to, if you like the message of reforesting a country, spread the word. If you're on social media, let your friends know. Anyone who would be interested, let them know about what we're doing. Let them know how we're doing it, and give them the opportunity to participate.
Okay.
Second thing we're asking is to join us. Join us on Facebook. Join the website. Let us know that you participate. If you've got ideas, share the ideas with us, because we want to learn from you and make it as good of a project as we could possibly can. We don't have all the answers.
Okay.
The third thing we're asking is to donate. Even if it's as little as $1, donate.
Wow.
We say all the time, $1 is as important as the $1,500 donation that we've received.
Wow.
If it's $1, donate, because if enough of us give $1 and we have the transparency that shows how that dollar is being spent, we can fix Haiti's problems in as short as 5 years.
Okay. And you do believe that's possible?
Yes.
We know it's possible.
You know it's possible.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
And by the way, let me tell you, I have a background in theology. I studied for the ministry.
Yeah.
And when I was a boy of 13, I chose a verse for my life. And that verse has led me all the way to whatever things I've done. And that is the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yes, I can. And we had that slogan long before a political campaign in 2008.
What's it been like for you? You've only been in involved how long with this organization?
Well, since its inception.
Okay, which was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
July of last year.
Yeah.
But you've learned so much from this man.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I have.
And what stands out?
The integrity.
The integrity.
The integrity stands out. That's what stood out the moment that I met him. This is a man with the highest integrity that I've ever met, and with the most incredible work ethic I've ever seen, and with the best heart that I've ever had. So that's what stands out for me.
Well, thank you. Wow. Wow.
And what's it been like working with
feel
him?
honored. As I told you before, off the record, I'll say it on the record, I am in the club of the strongest, according to the Bible, because I've entered my 8th decade.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. As surprising as that is.
Wow.
And I am going, and I don't believe that after I'm no longer around, then it's the flood. So I always look for younger people, younger men, younger women who have a heart and who have a vision.
Okay.
And I think this young man here has that kind of a heart.
Okay, Franz, His Excellency, thank you all so much. The website is replantshaiti.org. You can go there for more information about what they plan to do and to make a donation. We encourage you to make a donation because a healthy environment is very important for the people of Haiti. That's all we have for you today. We thank you for joining us and watching this special program. This has been a program produced by Positive Channels in partnership with Charlottesville Public Access Television and Ebenezer Baptist Church. For Positive Channels, I am Andrea Copeland. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.